Hi, welcome to today's tutorial, and it is making chicken chow mein. Here you can see that I've got prepped some chicken, some mushrooms, some red onions. Traditionally, in a Chinese takeaway, they normally use the red onions, bean sprouts, and whatever meat you choose. If you're obviously vegetarian, you can put in vegetables like your Chinese leaf cabbage, monzu, carrots, broccoli, whatever you fancy. It is quite a versatile dish. So I'm using the sesame seed oil, the Healthy Boy brand light soy sauce, and the Pearl River Bridge dark soy sauce. The dark soy sauce is normally just used to colour the noodles. So where you see that nice brown coloured noodles that you get is from the dark soy sauce. You get most of your flavours from your thin soy sauce and your sesame seed oil. So we have the wok on, get nice and hot. And you want really hot, and then you can put some oil in. Just let the wok heat up nicely first before you put the oil in. I'm just going to use olive oil because that's what I have at home. You can use rapeseed oil, or you can use vegetable oil. It's entirely up to you. So about half a tablespoon of olive oil that I'm using. So when the wok's nice and hot, all you're going to do is add your onions in first. Also, I forgot to say that I prepped the noodles beforehand, and to drain when they've been boiled and they've been drained into the colander to make sure that they're really dry. As if you put any noodles in the wok that have any moisture in, they can cause the noodles to stick. So once the wok's nice and hot, you put your onions in, give them a stir. Okay, so we add all the noodles in. Just loosen the noodles up in the pan. It kind of helps, all the ingredients and flavours to bind in properly. So you don't have any uneven bits where when you add your seasoning that you'll have, a lump of noodles where there's saltier than the others. So you add your chicken in. Obviously, I'm adding my shiitake mushrooms as well, and then stir them up. So you're just going to stir it up until the noodles and your chicken or your veg is hot, nice and hot. Normally you put your seasoning in last because the salt and if you're going to add MSG, the MSG it causes the noodles to bind together and stick easily. So it's good to season the noodles last. When the noodles are nearly done, you can add in your wet ingredients like your soy sauce, your sesame seed oil. Also, what MSG is, it is a monosodium glutamate. A lot of people think it's quite a bad thing to use in cooking. If it's used in small amounts, small quantities, rather than using a lot of it, it just gives the dish a nice rounder taste. You can get natural MSG in your broccoli and tomatoes and some other veg. So small amounts is okay. in this dish we'd probably be only using, a pinch, maybe, half a teaspoon, something like that. So we're going to add our sauce, our wet ingredients first. So maybe 1 to 2 teaspoons of the soy sauce, the light soy sauce. Sorry. So 1 or 2 teaspoons of this. I do apologise for not auto focusing that back in. Yeah. So that was about a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half of the dark soy sauce. This just gives obviously the noodles the browny colour that you see. If it is, you can add as much or as less as you want in. If you don't want to add it in, you don't have to. It won't change the flavour of the dish as that much. Some takeaways they like to put in quite a lot, and the noodles are quite dark. I personally like to just have only a little bit in, just to have just a bit of colour. That's all it is. So I'll just add in a touch more of the dark soy sauce, as it wasn't quite enough. So we're gonna add some sesame seed oil in there. Maybe about like a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons sesame seed oil. You get quite a nice fragrance from the sesame seed oil, which obviously gives it that more authentic kind of taste. Seasoning wise, we're only going to use about 1 or 2 pinches of salt, to a pinch of the MSG, which is roughly about half a teaspoon. Okay, so we're done here. All that's left to do is just serve. Okay, thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.